Woot. This will be a moment's guests. Could you try saying something?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but hold on, let me try something. I gotta get my headphones connected. I can hear you, but the headphones aren't really working. I can hear you on the headphones now. I hope our friend didn't leave. Oh well, there's somebody watching. It's probably who you think it is. So I hope you don't mind that I might not have the best phone, I guess. So you said you're a young Earth creationist, right?
Yes.
I don't know if we're going to get anywhere talking about the abiogenesis or Big Bang cosmology or whatever, because I'm not really studying that very much. I'm not always I'm not always able to understand your arguments. So for all I know, you could be right. Although I don't know if I agree with everything you said, but for all I know, you could be right though on some of your arguments. Can we change the topic to evolution? Like the
Sure.
change of. Thank you, because I'm more versed in that. I'm not a scientist, but I am more versed in that.
I have actually also written a book on evolution. Um, I can send you the link. You can download it, and then after our conversation, you can have a look at it.
Huh? Thank you. Is that in the private chat? Yeah, probably is in the
Yeah,
private
let me
chat.
just put the link in the private chat. Give me a minute that I'll access the cloud and I take the link and I send it to you. I have actually more than one book on evolution. I have two books.
For the one person that's watching, I recommend you join up because this is going to be interesting. I hope, at least.
Mm, yeah, I have to upload it quickly to the cloud. Let me do that. Yeah, you can ask while I'm making the upload here. You can ask whatever you like. Would you like to ask a question?
Well, I'm trying to tell. I'm trying to type something. I think I made a typo, but whatever. See, I forgot how to spell whoever. I'm a funny guy. Oh, they're there. And then left. They're not gonna join. They left. That's disappointing. Well, anyways, I think you and me agree on evolution. Yeah, evolution requires literally a bunch of living things like populations, or if it's like a microbe, you just have one. But you need like living things to already exist. Don't we agree?
Yes, you need to have life in order to have evolution.
Yeah. Actually, something just came up. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna turn my camera and mic off. Do you mind waiting for a moment? And I'll come back in like five,
Yeah,
10 minutes.
yeah, sure. No
Okay,
problem.
thank you. See you in like 5, 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay.
Um, what do you what would you consider like? Because I'm not sure if I can per se prove the path like the because when it comes to evolution, there's like two things to it. There's the process, and then there's the history. So pretty much everybody that accepts evolution agrees on the process. That's just how it is. It's the main thing.
Yeah, the
But for
process, the mechanisms, they are not in dispute. That is universally um, recognized.
yep. And then there's the history. Now, some people will tell you that humans came from Australopithecus afarensis. Now, probably not directly, but indirectly. But some scientists, a couple niche ones, I think, say that we came from something else similar. Does that make does that make sense to you?
No, I believe that we are a special creator, a creation directly from God,
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the
I think
Creator.
you meant. I meant. Does it make sense that people don't agree on the history of things sometimes?
Yes, of course. Yeah, sure.
Because you can go to scientists and they'll say, oh, Spinosaurus evolved from this animal, and you go to another person and they'll say, no, Spinosaurus evolved from this animal. And I most of the time I think people agree, but not always. So I don't know how to prove that it came from an ape, but the process of things speciating to the one to the two to the four to the eight, it just keeps going, and that's usually what happens. But I think there's evidence to suggest that I could have came from an ape indirectly, of course. But and some people argue I'd still be an ape. So one thing we might use is genetic similarities. I'm not sure if you would agree that's a good line of evidence, but hear me out. You ever heard of the thylacine, the Tasmanian tiger? They both are the same thing. It's two words, same thing, or two
Yeah.
names. Though I think scientists have a couple of specimens that are dead. They put in like a jar of liquid that preserves the body. And what I think happens is uh, they take DNA from the specimen of thylacine, Tasmanian tiger, Tasmanian wolf, whatever you want to call it. And what happens is pretty simple. They test the genes, and it turns out the genes are more similar to that of a kangaroo than they are to a dog. But if God was real, and God didn't use evolution, and God just made everything the way it was, just zapped into being, why is the thylacine more similar to a kangaroo than it is a dog? In fact, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things out there with a lot of DNA. Why don't they have less DNA? In fact, why do they even mutate in the first place that much? Why can't they all have the same eyesight? It just begs a few questions.
Well, first of all, mutations, they are a mechanism chosen by the creator to permit organisms to adapt to the environment. So there are, for example, heat shock proteins, which are um, precisely expressed depending on in what environment that an organism is, if it's in cold or hot environment or whatever. And that permits a certain range of plasticity of the organism to mutate and to evolve. But it is in a limited range. It is not, in my understanding at least, um, as Darwin's theory wants to make believe, that we are having a universal common ancestor which diversified, and then after sometimes some billions of years, we are the product of evolution, um, just through the mechanisms of evolution. I don't believe that, and I think I have good reasons to doubt that this is true. But a certain amount of adaptation or microevolution, this is actually even life essential. Life, since from the get go, had to be able to adapt to the environment, otherwise, it would go immediately extinct.
So you're saying God made kinds, whatever a kind is. I think you used that word. I don't remember clearly. God made animals and plants, but He gave them the ability to change within the limits. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where the evidence of that is, because I don't think I have observed a God. Now that doesn't mean there's no God. It just means I haven't observed a God, so I don't know if there's a God or not. But we've observed speciation. Like we'll see a frog, and it'll turn to two frog species, and they might have different sizes, different coloration. Nothing special. But I bet if we keep the process going, it goes further. I want to know how far it goes. How far can it go? And supposedly, people have found lines of evidence to suggest that we came from apes and we share a common ancestor with other animals, and it just gets to a point where it's like maybe evolution can go very far. Maybe it's gone as far as it can. I don't know, but it's food for thought. Yikes.
Yeah,
What
I will put you here a link, which you can study after our conversation. It's called Chimps Our Brothers, and there I give a series of reasons why I believe that this isn't a true proposition. I don't believe that we share a common ancestor with chimps. We may share a common ancestor with Neanderthals, but not with chimps.
Hmm. I will check that out soon.
Yeah.
So why again don't you think we could have had a ancestor with chimps?
Why we couldn't?
Why do you think we don't have a common ancestor with chimps? Let me rephrase that.
Well, because first there is the scientific evidence which demonstrates there are things which are human exclusive. There are proteins that do not exist in any other life form. Also, our brain is very unique, and there are many proteins in the human brain which are exclusive. They do not exist in any other life form, and there are several other reasons as well, which are very technical, very scientific. So it's difficult for me to um, tell about them without reading. So, but you can check it out in the link that I sent you in private. One other reason which I have actually even had a debate with um,
It's
Erica,
sort of a debate. Oh,
yeah,
I
Gothic Gibbon, Erica. I had
uh,
actually a debate with her.
oh, at least that I did. I've never talked to her.
Yeah, and there I made the case that the human speech it depends on about 10 different um, systems which operate in an interdependent manner. So they could not be the product of gradual evolutionary mechanisms.
Hold on. This person asked how to join. I said use the the code or what. Use this I sent in the comment section.
StreamYard. First, there is a StreamYard link. You just click on it.
You know, I remember someone made a meme on the internet, and it says creationists. They're willing to accept that dogs and wolves shared a common ancestor, but not a human and a chimp. And it got me thinking. I wonder why they made that. I can't really
Well,
remember why they.
because we have evidence that dogs and different breeds they come from wolves. So there is evidence for that, but there is no evidence that we have an ape-like ancestor that we are from by the family of chimps and so forth. So
Are you sure about that? Also, again, I must clarify. I don't know what you're thinking in the head about this part, but just because evolution, like if we came from an ape, that doesn't mean there's no God. Also, for whoever wants person, just click on this link right here. This well, go into the private chat or not the public chat, and just click on that. You can just click on that. I think. Silly Billy, just got to click on it. Why aren't you joining me and on Untelligio? I'm sorry. What's your name again? Untelligio.
Potangelo.
Ontangelo. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting. Me and Untelligio want to talk. We're bored. We're really bored. I know you're there. Come on, join. He asked Al earlier, and I asked Untelligio this. Maybe he's making an account, or she. Maybe that person's making an account right now. That could be going on. But anyways, well, as we wait for them, humans bred dogs from wolves, to my knowledge, which is a very similar process to natural selection. So why couldn't we have come from an ape by natural selection? Why wasn't there like a benefit to cooking food and just using sticks to fend off predators?
Well, I think that it takes much more than genetic information to construct a complex multicellular organism. And
I don't know if I'd use the word information because I don't know if there's a God that made us. Maybe, maybe not. But sometimes less is better. It's like sometimes creatures mutate their DNA, not willfully, it just happens. You get the point, and they lose their eyeballs and they live in a cave. What is it going on? Sorry, Discord is acting up. Anyways, that person hasn't joined. Okay, they're gone. They're gone. And I got a text message. Someone's texting me. Okay, but yeah, where were we? I'm sorry, I forgot.
you were saying that you think that God is not necessary if evolution explains.
Well, God could have done evolution. I'm just not saying. I don't know if there's evidence of God.
Yeah. What is your name, Brock?
My name is Brock John Council.
Brock, okay. Okay, so Brock, I will leave the stream. I think I gave you um, a little bit information about what I believe, what I think, and so forth. But you have here two links where you can download my books. You can have a read, and when I see you again at Kurisu Yamato's channel, then we can continue eventually our conversation. Is that okay?
I am so sorry. I clicked on your link. I think the person was just about to join. I am so sorry, guys. The person was just about to join. Hold on now. Whoever was about to join, I'm about to post the comment again. I am so sorry for getting off that. I'm so sorry. I did not know that would happen. Could you on Teologo? On Teologo. Is that your name?
Otangelo.
Ontangelo. Could you repeat that so I could get that? Because I clicked on a link to your book and it just got rid of everything.
Yeah. Do you have someone wanting to join or not?
There was a person that tried to join, but they're gone. I think they're still watching. It's just they need to re-put in the password.
I see.
This is fun. I kind of like doing this. Silly Billy, whoever's watching, please join. Join up, join up. Join up, join up. I don't know if they're about to join or not. It's taking them. The one person is watching. It's taking them a moment.
Yeah, but I am about to leave. Okay,
I understand.
so you have a lot of material that you can go through, and at another opportunity we can talk about it if you have questions. Anyway, I'll leave my email here, so if you want to write me, you can ask me questions. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it was fun to have a chat here on your channel, Brock, and see you next time.
It was fun to what on my channel? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Bye bye.
Oh, goodbye. See you soon. I got some bad hearing. I'm afraid to click on this email link because I might delete the stream. There's one person watching. Whoever you are, I'd like you to join so I can talk about science because I'm kind of bored. So. Join up, join up. What's that song? Join the army. Be a man. Join the army. Something like that. I don't remember. I remember the goofy one. In the Navy. That was a goofy one. Okay, no one's watching. Well, it was enjoyable doing this, YouTube. I will see you guys next time.